right. Well, hey, everybody, it's Grim Green back here today. Thank you so much for joining me again. We're going to be talking about a squonky vapey thing today. We're going to be talking about this. This is the Vandy Vape Tony B Project Pulse Squonker Box Mod Kit. Yeah, that is a mouthful, but this comes as a kit now. It comes with the mod, and you get an included 24mm pulse RDA as well, with like matchy drip tip to the matchy doors. It's a very cool little kit. And while we're in the uppy closey portion of this video, we're kind of going to we're going to gloss over maybe two other squonkers that I really dislike. I really just don't like these squonkers. I want them to be on YouTube, but I don't necessarily want to give them their own video. So they're going to be included with this, but the majority of what we are talking about today is the Pulse Kit. And in order to get to know this device, this whole setup just a little bit better, what we're going to do is go up close, as we often do. Yeah, quick, short, uppy, closey time. Let's go. All right, yeehaw. Well, this is the newest Pulse Kit from Vandy Vape, a Tony B project. Comes with the cool new colored translucent doors. And side by side next to my original Pulse, there are zero differences. There are zero differences except for one very big, very beneficial difference that comes with this new box kit. One of my gripes with the original Pulse Kit that I got is there was no fingernail tabs on the back door to get the back door off. It was a little bit difficult. You had to kind of get in here with your fingernail to get it off. And you need to take this back door off to get both your battery and the juice bottle out much easier. But then it's like my prayers were answered. Look at that. There's a little notch right there. Boom. Oh, makes taking that back panel off so much easier. One little notch makes all the difference. The doors on these mods hold on real well. They're held on by magnets, and there's also a little bit of pressure holding it on as well. You can feel it when you snap it down just a little bit. You can feel there's a little bit of pressure. Overall, the mod itself is a little bit creaky, and it's weird, but when you're holding it, you'll feel some plastic sort of creaking and moving around. It feels very solid once there's batteries and the juice is, the bottle is full of juice. It feels real nice in the hand, but overall it feels a little bit creaky sometimes. You can hear plastic rubbing on plastic. It's certainly not a deal breaker in any capacity. That's a very nitpicky thing to say. I realize that. And so the kit comes with a 24mm pulse RDA, which we have talked about this RDA before. It's not my super favorite RDA in the world, but it works really well for this application for squonking. And it's got a couple cool features like these little notches right here that help realign your airflow. You feel them like snap into place. Really little small notches right there, but like I said, small notches make a big difference. Yeah, postless design, little tubes right there pointing the airflow directly at your coils, and then it's got an AFC up here like this, which you can adjust, which I usually rock it like that. One airflow hole open, 810 compatible, and it does come with a matchy drip tip to match whatever door colors that you get. And big surprise, I got the neon green. Single 2700 battery, clearly marked negative, positive, and you can go upside down in this mod because it's not a mechanical mod. It's not a mechanical tube mech. And a single 2700 battery is a very snug fit in there. The tolerances on this are tight. And then this right here is your little disengage, engage switch. So when this is down, you can press the button, it'll fire. And when this is up and not connecting to that, you can press the button and it will not fire. It's just a little bit of added, added on-off safetiness in there. Now, I wasn't sure when I first got this if this was a wired switch or a mechanical switch in here, so I just went right to the source. I asked Tony B about it, and he said that Vandy Vape had said that they tested this switch 100,000 presses at 40 amps, but it's not really a protected switch. So what Tony did is he sent one of these switches to Battery Mooch for him to test out the switch. So Battery Mooch tested it, did 5,000 presses with an immense amp load on there, and he said it worked fine. There was little to no damage, and he was satisfied with this switch. And honestly, that's kind of good enough for me. I trust Battery Mooch's decision. I still don't know if this is a fully mechanical switch or not, and it still can possibly, in the very unlikely event that it could fail in the on position, which could lead to something dangerous, but chances are it's been tested by Battery Mooch. I trust Battery Mooch, so I trust using this switch. But it is something to keep in mind that there's nothing on this switch protecting it from the amp load of the battery. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is throw just a real quick single coil build on here. Boop. Just like that, really easy to install. Positive side is over here, negative side is over here. All you have to do is go from one side to the other. I've put dual coils in this before, but for the sake of this video, I just threw a single coil banger in there. That's a Fiends framed staple. Glowing nice and evenly, quick and painless, came out to a 0.25, and now all I have to do is wick it. You have these great juice well holes over here on either side for your wick. This atomizer, because it was designed to be on a squonker, works really well with a squonker. It's really good with juice dispersion. Clip your wicks and pop them down into those holes, and that's basically it. You're almost done. Very, very soft little squishy silicone bottle right here, which is really easy to fill up, really easy to squonk. It does get a little bit messy sometimes when you're filling your bottle up and you put the straw back in and you have to screw this down and not squeeze this. You have to, if you squeeze this while you're screwing this down, juice comes rocketing out of that straw right there. All full. And 10 times out of 10, I use this straw up here to kind of like find the threads and get this started, just because I don't want to squeeze this bottle too hard. There you go. Threads are started right there. Yeah, screw it back down. Perfect. And then you have your little metal spout right there that this straw needs to go on. So you kind of do one of these jobbers. You kind of line it up. Don't squeeze your bottle too hard. Don't squeeze your bottle at all, because you'll end up squirting juice inside your mod, which you don't want to do. See if I can do this without making a mess. Oh yeah, goes on there just like that. Push it on good. Yeah, and then you set your bottle down in there and you're great. And then when you squeeze this, look at all that juice that just comes out and floods the deck, gets everything all nice and wick and wet in there. It's great. And then the bottle will eventually suck down any excess juice. So you got some nice wet coils in there that are hitting great. And now you have a fully functioning pulse, and that's all really easy to get together and put together and build and fill up and everything. But I want to show you a couple other squonkers that kind of miss the mark a little bit, in my opinion, compared to something well put together like the Vandy Vape Pulse. This is the Keel squonker from Comgy, and it's stabilized wood, and it's about $50 more expensive than the Pulse, but it is a much worse squonker in my opinion. It does look really pretty, but the bummer part is the door's only held on by 2 magnets. Doesn't stay on very well at all. The battery doesn't stay in very well at all. Additionally, you only have this really tiny little window here to squonk your bottle. I can barely get my finger in there to squonk it. I couldn't imagine if you had like long talon girl nails. Yeah, there's no way you're going to be able to squonk this very rigidly hard bottle. Additionally, the way this button is put together and the way this mod fires is really super janky. The button sits really weird and off-center. It's crunchy to press, and then you only have these little teeth right here touching this contact over here. It has never fired evenly or consistently or been a very hard hitter. It has an insane voltage drop on it because those contacts are so janky. The switch is real crunchy, and oftentimes if you don't press it completely center, I can put all my force against this and it won't go down. You see how it sits really weird and awkwardly? Personally, not a fan of this. It's kind of a dumb little squonker. This guy's floating around out there as well from Druga. This is their squonk box, and nope, it's not great either. It actually is a nice little size, and the door stays on really well, but again, you have this tiny little window with the big rigid bottle in there, which again, if you're a female with female nails, those big talons, you're gonna have a real bitch of a time squonking this thing, man. Me with my giant thumb, I can barely get it in there to squonk. Now, thankfully, this one has a much bigger contact, hitting a much bigger contact, and this rotates. This rotates freely, so you can line up the contact with the flat part, so when you press it, it'll glow the coils. But also, watch what's happening in here when I lightly press it. Do you see those sparks happening in there? That's no good. I saw those sparks happening and I went, nope, I am not going to use this. And then I discovered that the reason that you can rotate this is because those little sparks cause little burn marks on your contact. And over time, that's your contact's just going to be your contact's just going to be shit. It's going to keep leaving tiny little scorch marks on there, and you're going to have to keep rotating this to a fresh contact. And when there's well-built and inexpensive squonkers out there, like the Pulse kit, this is useless. This is, I don't want to use this. Look at the sparks I don't want to use this. So yeah, enough slamming on other squonkers. Let's get back out to normal view. Let's vape this thing. So yeah, let me tell you guys, this vape is a rockin' vape. Not that this kit needs any more hype than is already behind it, but even alone, even just the Vandy Vape Tony B Pulse Squonker box mod is a great box mod. And when you pair it with an atomizer that was designed from the ground up to be a squonking atomizer, what you get is a really fantastic vape experience. Overall, I'm not an insane fan of the Pulse 24mm atomizer. It's fine. It vapes great. It is real easy to build on, real easy to wick, and like I said, you get a great vape from it. It's just not my preferred atomizer, if that makes any sense. And mostly the reason for that is I'm not a huge fan of the way this airflow feels. It feels best to me knocked down to one hole on either side. With two holes open on either side, it gets a little bit way too airy, and it honestly gets a little bit turbulent. It gets a little bit rough as well. But if you knock it down to one hole on either side, that's the way that I like to vape it. It smooths it out and quiets it down a little bit as well. Like you saw in the up and closey, this is a Zach Fiends framed staple. It came out to a 0.23. I'm running it on a single unregulated iJoy 2700 battery, and it's great. It's plenty of power. I get plenty of warmth, and I get plenty of good flavor. Overall, this box mod is just great to use. It's just great to hold. This is the first, well, okay, maybe not the first. This is one of the few Squonker box mods that I can use one-handed. I hold it like this. I got the trigger right here, and I got my Squonk bottle right here, and it's literally a one-handed operation. I have to adjust maybe a little bit to get to the Squonk bottle, but not really. It's a nice big opening here for the Squonk bottle. And the bottle on the inside is big. It's big and wide. It's wider than any other Squonk bottles I've come across inside mods like this. It's really simple to just, boom, give this one big squeeze, press the button, vape. I like it. I like using it. I like vaping it. It's a cool little all self-contained thing. And these new, sort of clear plasticky color doors look very, very cool on this. Now, you're not even going to really need your vape budget hands for this. The original Tony B Pulse Squonker box mod, you can find around the internet for about $30, maybe sometimes $35, and you can get this whole kit, which I don't believe is available right now. As of the recording of this video, I don't believe it's available yet. But I found this kit on myvpro.com, $64. So, maybe a little bit of vape budget hands included, but for $64, you're getting a really well put together Squonk box, single 2700, and it has an 18650 little silicone adapter as well. I do also really like that Tony included the little mechanical on-off thing on the inside. It's nice to have it there. I never use it, but it's just nice to know that it's there. So if I want to, I could leave a battery in here, and I could leave this bottle in here, and I can just turn it off without any worry about pressing the button or have it firing. Now, if we're going to play the Aliens game or the FDA game where they come and take everything and I have nothing left to vape, is the Pulse Squonk kit something I would seek out and buy? Now, don't take this the wrong way, Tony B, but I truly and honestly kind of just want the Squonk box just. The Pulse 24 atomizer is a good atomizer, it's just not my favorite. And rather than spend $65 and get a box mod that I love and an atomizer that I'm okay with, I'd kind of rather just spend the $35 and get the mod I really love instead of kind of being forced to buy an atomizer that I'm not really in love with. But for $65, you're getting an amazing kit. You're getting a great Squonk box mod with an included atomizer. All you need to provide after buying this literally is just a battery and juice. And I mean, coils, you'd have to build the coils of the atomizer. But other than that, all you need to supply is a battery and juice, and you are good to vape. And you will be getting a really great vape experience from this. So yeah, it is what it is. I'm going to post some links down in the description so you can check it out if you are interested. Tony B, good job on this box. Really good job. Anyway, that's what I got for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. And as always, yes, let's keep on vaping.